That's our house band, Hollywood's biggest stars gathering in Los Angeles last night. That for the 98th Academy Awards, but it was once again the woke commentary taking center stage at the film industry's biggest night. Jimmy Kimmel, just one of Hollywood's elite that couldn't pass up an opportunity to take a jab at President Trump while managing to get in a shot at CBS all at the same time. Watch this.
As you know, there are some countries whose leaders don't support free speech. I'm not at liberty to say which. Let's just leave it at North Korea and CBS.
That was actually kind of funny. It went downhill. Yeah. Joining us now is JoBob, a TPUSA contributor and comedian, and Tom Cotter, also comedian. So, Tom, let me start with you. What did you think of Kimmel's remarks, and did those jokes land?
I think we got you on mute. Yeah, don't worry. Hit that button.
My bad.
There you go.
I sound much better this way. So yeah, I thought Kimmel couldn't help himself. He's obviously going to take a shot when he can. Despises Trump, of course. He's got Trump derangement syndrome. So it wasn't that bad. There were some other comments later in the night that I thought were just as.
Yeah, and you set us up well for that. JoBob, Conan O'Brien taking his shots of his own, seemingly targeted at none other than TPUSA. Watch.
I should warn you, tonight could get political, okay? And if that makes you uncomfortable, there's an alternate Oscars being hosted by Kid Rock. Yeah. It's at the Dave & Buster's down the street.
I just wanted, Tom, to give you JoBob, to give you a chance to react to that.
Yeah, what surer sign of victory is there than Turning Point USA permeating the mainstream of mainstream culture? I look at this as an absolute win. I don't think Charlie would have ever pictured Turning Point USA being mentioned at the Oscars, but that is just as much of a disruptor as Turning Point is. Thank you, Conan O'Brien, for continuing to promote the fantastic work that the folks over at Turning Point USA and what we are doing to help save this country. It is a funny joke and it's totally inbounds, but that really just goes to show how far of a reach, how much of a disruptor Turning Point USA really is.
It was a popular halftime show.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Jack Posobiec put on social that it received 40 million views during the halftime show. And Oscars usually do between, 15 million, 19 million, something like that. So there actually is success there.
Not bad. So, Tom, the moment from actor Javier Bardem making headlines also, using his time to weigh in on the Middle East conflict. Listen.
No to war and free Palestine.
When he thought the awards had enough political messaging, there's always one more. Your reaction?
Well, I think, they call that chutzpah, I think, in the Jewish faith. His manager's probably Jewish, his agent's Jewish, a fair amount of Hollywood happens to be Jewish. And to say that in that room was gutsy, I say, at best. But I think that was the most woke thing I heard, actually, of the night. So I thought we'd hear a lot more. So I was actually relieved that Javier Bardem was the only one that really threw in the Free Palestine thing.
Yeah, interesting to take that stance. Obviously, many people are pointing out Operation Epic Fury, what's happening with the Iran protesters, reports showing 30,000 losing their lives. Obviously, women's rights do not exist in so many ways because of this regime, yet they did not use the platform for that. Why not?